Welcome back to the Widows Vineyard. Episode 3, Grapes of Grace. The early morning dew clung to Clara's boots as she walked the vineyard rows, a mug of reheated coffee in hand and her uncle's journal tucked under her arm. She had started reading a few pages each night, her fingers tracing his tidy handwriting, her heart softening with each prayer he had whispered on paper. Today's note had struck her harder than she expected. The real test of faith isn't harvest. It's when the leaves go yellow and the grapes turn sour and you still show up anyway. Clara let out a shaky breath. She was trying. She was showing up. But today something felt different. She crouched near the western edge of the vineyard where the vines seemed sluggish, almost sad. Her gaze narrowed. Something was off. The leaves were speckled with brown. Some of the grapes looked shriveled, grayish. There was a sour smell clinging to the air, faint but unmistakable. She crouched lower, setting her coffee in the dirt. "No, no, no," she whispered. "Don't do this. Not now." She reached for one of the grape clusters and gently turned it in her hand. Her stomach sank. "Lord, I don't know what I'm looking at, but this doesn't feel right. And I swear if this whole vineyard is sick already, I don't know if I have it in me to fix it." She wasn't a vineyard owner. She wasn't a farmer or a botanist. She was a retired office manager with a slow Wi-Fi connection and no business carrying pruning shears. By mid-morning, Daniel joined her. He was quiet, crouching low beside a row of affected vines. He plucked a shriveled cluster and examined the stem. "Botrytis," he said simply. Clara blinked. "I'm sorry. What?" "Gray mold, common in humid seasons. It spreads quick if you don't get ahead of it." Clara's throat tightened. "Can we fix it?" Daniel stood, brushing dirt from his hands. "We can manage it. There's no cure. We'll need to trim everything that's infected, burn it, make some decisions about what gets saved and what gets sacrificed." Clara nodded slowly, trying to take it in. Her mind was spinning. Every part of her wanted to panic, but she wouldn't give herself the luxury of it, not in front of him. "Don't cry, don't crumble, just breathe." She forced herself to nod again, but inside she was unraveling. "God, I thought you were leading me. I thought you opened this door, but now it feels like it's all rotting before it can even begin. Why would you let this happen now?" She found herself alone a few hours later in the kitchen, clutching the edge of the sink, breathing slow and deep. Her hands still smelled like grape leaves and soil. Her shoulders ached, her eyes burned. The tension clung to her chest like a weighted vest. "I am not a vineyard woman," she whispered to the window. "This is not what I do. But you brought me here, didn't you?" She looked toward the table, where her uncle's Bible still lay open to the verse she hadn't stopped clinging to for days. "Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." Her fingers traced the edge of the page. "That's the part I'm struggling with, Lord. The wherever. Because I don't feel you out there. I just feel alone. Like I'm wandering around in someone else's shoes, trying to walk a path I don't belong on." But something inside her, small and stubborn, refused to let go. That part kept showing up, even when her faith felt paper thin. That evening, Daniel stayed late. The wheelbarrow was half full of cut vines. The sun had dropped behind the hills, and Clara leaned against the fence, arms sore, heart heavier than she wanted to admit. "You did good today," Daniel said quietly. She glanced at him. "Did I? I feel like all I did was panic and snip too much." He shrugged. "Some days, that's what tending looks like. You still showed up. That's what counts." Still showed up. Clara let the words sink in. She hadn't done it gracefully. She hadn't done it skillfully. But she was still here, still standing. Maybe that was something. Maybe God wasn't asking for perfection, just presence. There was a pause between them, not awkward, but thoughtful. Then Daniel added, "You remind me of someone." Clara raised an eyebrow. "Oh?" "My wife," he said softly. "Lydia." She used to get flustered when things didn't go according to plan, but she was the strongest woman I've ever known, had a way of holding everything together with grace, even when it looked like she was falling apart. Clara's chest tightened. He still loves her. That kind of love doesn't just fade. And I don't know if I'm ready to feel anything like that again anyway. Instead of answering, she looked back at the vines. These grapes, they didn't ask for mold, they just got it. Daniel nodded. And now we help them heal. Later that night, Clara pulled the foil back from a pan of chicken spaghetti she'd baked more out of muscle memory than appetite. The house smelled like something familiar, like warmth, like home. She took a bite. It wasn't perfect. The cheese could have browned more. The noodles might have needed another 2 minutes. But it was warm, comforting, and hers. She pulled out her planner from the kitchen drawer, flipping past empty calendar squares. She jotted a note, "Sign up for church luncheon." And below it, like a secret she wasn't ready to admit out loud, "Ask Daniel if he likes chicken spaghetti." If this story spoke to your heart, I'd love for you to join me for the next episode. Subscribe to Laotong Publishing here on YouTube and be the first to know when new episodes release, from the Widows Vineyard and other faith-filled series from Grace and Love After 50. And if you know someone who needs a little hope today, feel free to share this with them. Stories are meant to be passed on. Until next time, may grace and love follow you always.